Hi, I'm Emily from Bond Hair Bar, located right here in the San Francisco Bay Area. Today we're going to talk about alopecia areata, and what that is where your hair falls out in patches. Now, we have a patient who has been coming to us for quite some time, and she's been struggling with patches on her hair. So we have a treatment plan that was a huge success. Let's go hear from here and how it was so successful.
Hi, Sarah. Um, Audience, we're going to be talking about alopecia today during this interview, and Sarah has been gracious enough to tell us her story about her experience with having alopecia and what her life is like now. So thank you so much for being here. This is going to help people all across the world. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so my first question is, when did you first notice you were experiencing hair loss?
Probably in like the end of sixth grade. So I had like a patch like in the back of my head. It was pretty small. But so I went to the doctors because my parents were really confused why it was there, and they thought it was because I was tying my hair up too tight or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just diagnosed me with alopecia areata because that's what made the most sense.
Your
Because it was like pretty, yeah,
your parents did?
yeah, they took me to the doctors and I got diagnosed there.
Okay.
And that's how I first like found out what it was and when it first started.
Okay. Okay. And then how did that affect you?
At first I didn't really care that much, but then I started having to wear hats because I would get patches like on the top of my head or like in the back where you could like see it more obviously. And it would it like really hurt my self-confidence because I really liked my hair. Like I used to like braid it and I would braid everyone else's hair in school. Like I was that kid that would like mess around with everyone's hair. So that would really like annoyed me because I was like, I can't like do my hair anymore.
Yeah, I know you're just like me. You're exactly how I started off doing everybody's hair when I was
Yeah.
in school. um, yeah, I could see how that would affect your self-confidence and, playing with everybody else's hair. And then yours is having problems at the moment. So how did you deal with that?
Um, well, like I said, I would wear hats and stuff. I wear like extensions, like wigs at some point. Like I just kind of did like anything and everything.
Hmm.
Like I would do like creams, like but basically what it first started out with was hats and ponytails too, because I used to have them on the top of my head. So ponytails were a good way to cover up.
Uh-huh. Um, I remember you mentioning that it happened when you came to this country.
Yeah, it happened around that like time, like in like because I came in like fifth grade, so it was like around like sixth grade, and they thought it could be environmental, like switching countries, like different environments, different air, and that can like trigger it. But
Hmm.
you can't go back. Like if I went back to England, like it wouldn't stop. It's because our trigger's already been set off.
Okay. Okay. So it triggered something in your brain and your body, and then it was a stress factor, is what they were saying.
Yeah, it could be that too. Like it's triggered by so many things, and you don't really know what it's triggered by. Like it can be environment, stress. It's also genetic. Like some people in my family have had it, so.
Oh, oh, okay. That's interesting. Um, what was your journey to getting help?
Well, first it started out with going to doctors, like dermatologist doctors, and they would like look at my skin, make sure it's not like having any reactions, because sometimes with alopecia you can get like it can become inflamed or like scab up, which didn't happen to me. And they gave me a cream at first, which I would like apply, um, and it would like I don't know what it did really, but I think it became made my hair follicles like bigger or something, so the hair wanted to grow faster. It was like I didn't really understand it, but it's just like creams and stuff is what I
Was it
started out
like
with.
was it like a steroid cream?
Yeah, a steroid cream.
Okay. Okay.
And then it went on to the next thing I used was a topical solution, which was more watery and more like more strong.
Okay. Do you know what that was?
She just called it a topical solution, and I think it was like a liquid version of the steroid cream.
Oh, okay. It wasn't Rogaine or anything like that, though.
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. So that's what the doctors told you. And then were you like researching anything online, getting any online information?
Well, I know my parents were a lot like they were looking at like pills or like research that was going on, and then they came across like injections, like shots in your head,
Oh God.
which my uncle had gotten on my mom's side, and
Okay.
they made his go away.
Oh,
So I went and got those, and they're like little shots in your head, and they just do like little ones all around the patches.
okay. So that was probably a steroid as well.
That was a steroid, and it worked pretty well. Like it made the hair grow back, but it didn't stop it from falling out, which was my main issue.
Okay. That makes sense. And then did you confide in your friends at all about it? And were you,
I mean, I didn't really tell my friends because I kind of found it like embarrassing. Like I was like, oh my God, like this is such like a dumb thing. And I didn't want to like tell people. So I really only told like two or three people, and then like family members knew obviously.
yeah.
And yeah, so that happened. And then in eighth grade I actually shaved my head because I lost so much hair that like it was so obvious that it was like there. Like I had to just shave my hair off.
Hmm. And then is that at when you came to see me? And then you were
I
wearing a wig.
Yeah, I came to see you probably like a year after that happened,
Hmm.
which was in like ninth grade. So yeah, like a year after that happened, I went to see, which was I was wearing a wig, and my hair was still pretty short. It's probably like here.
Hmm. Yep. And so talk to me a little bit about how you found me.
Oh well, my family friend goes to you to get like she got like she gets like extensions,
Hmm.
and so she was like, I know this like lady who deals with hair loss, so I went with her to her hair appointment one day, and that's where I met you. And it was before you opened the new salon and everything, and I thought you were so cool and nice, and like I really liked the environment. And then you gave me the
Ethica.
what's it called? Yeah,
Ethica.
the Eka solution, the Ethica spray.
So we got you started on the Ethica corrective. And then, so can you explain like how that helped and what that was like? How long you were using it, what your frequency was like?
Yeah, basically what I did was every night, I think I sprayed it on my patches on my head. And at first I didn't see a difference for like the first like 2 or 3 months, but I just did it every day because, there's no like harm in trying. Like I'd already tried everything, so like this is just another thing.
Right. So
And
you
then
were only doing it
after,
once a day, correct?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it
Okay.
was like before I went to bed, and then but I wouldn't do it before I showered, obviously. Like I would do it at night and then shower in the morning.
Okay.
And after like 3 months, it started growing back like little like really, it was really fine at first, but then it all started growing back like over time
Mm-hmm.
in like the third to fourth month. And I had like patches, like I had a huge one like right here, and one like they're all like underneath my hair at this point, like they've moved from the top to the underneath.
Mm-hmm.
And so like it all started growing back, like even really stubborn ones that like hadn't grown back for years were like starting to like
We're growing
come
back.
back.
Yeah. So with that product, you're supposed to do it morning and night for your best results. So with that being said, you were just doing it once a day. Were you consistent with that once a day?
Yeah, I was really consistent because it's not hard to do. Like literally all you do is just like spray it, kind of like move it around so you make sure the whole patch is like saturated.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I did it like every day probably.
Okay. And then I remember you mentioning something about like you thought that it wasn't working. And I think that was like 6 months later, or how long before you noticed your hair was growing back and you didn't have to wear a wig and stuff.
Yeah, it was probably like okay, there's like a 3 month period after I started using it, and I was like, it's not working, it's not working. But I still kept using it
Yeah.
because I just wanted to like see, because I know with these kind of products, it takes a while. Like it's not gonna happen overnight.
Yeah. And then so 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, what was that like?
Well, at 4 months, that's when so at 3 months it started growing back, but really fine. Like you couldn't even see the hair really, but you could like feel it, because with alopecia, what it does, it gets rid of all the hair, like there's nothing there.
Right.
And so the fact that small fine hairs were growing back was like very like a good sign, because that normally means it's going to start growing. And then the fourth month, it started like getting like stubble, like, you know, like little like I have pretty thick hair, so it started growing back and it was like thick. And like I
Okay.
have black hair, so it was like pretty obvious it was growing. And in the 5th month, most of it started growing back except for like 1 or 2 patches, but they were also growing like super fine hair at this point. So I think it's, and then the 6th month, obviously like all the hair started growing back like pretty consistently.
Mhm.
And so I think it worked well. Like stubborn patches like took a bit longer, but like I was just pretty happy it like worked with even a couple because like normally it doesn't work with like a lot, like only 1 or 2.
Okay. So all of your hair was growing back and all of the patches at
Hmm.
6 months.
And I think what I thought was like what was, like I said, what was the best part for me is I wasn't getting any more patches,
Mm-hmm.
because that was the biggest problem for me. Like I cared if the hair was growing back, but I have the kind of alopecia where my hair already grows back
Mm-hmm.
by itself. And so what I thought was cool was that I didn't get any more patches after that. Like it just started growing back consistently, and like I wasn't getting any more. So right now, like I have some hair and it's like probably like probably like this long,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't have any more patches on my head. So
That's awesome. So you're still using the Ethica then?
yeah.
Awesome. Good, good, good. That's good news. And your hair looks great, by the way. I love it. Okay, cool. So what's life like now with all this new hair growing in and no more patches?
It's great because I can like style my hair and stuff. Like that was something I was looking forward to the most, like doing my hair, because I would always like every day I would wake up super early and like do different braids and like all these different styles. Now I can like curl it, as you can see, and like straighten it, and I can dye it too. Like I really like dyeing my hair. Like no, I always wanted to go blonde. Like I thought I'd look really bad with blonde hair, but it doesn't look that bad.
No, it looks great. I
So
love
yeah,
it.
thank you.
And you want to be a hairdresser, don't you?
Yeah,
Awesome.
exactly. And so it's great because my hair is like growing back, and it's nice also because I can go like swimming and stuff. Like before I couldn't really swim because wigs, extensions, and it made my patch really obvious because it like thins out your hair obviously.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
I can
No,
just have more fun in general, like with friends and stuff.
perfect. I'm so happy about that. Thank you so much for sharing this story. And I'm so glad that we found each other and that life is good now and you don't have to worry about your hair.
Hmm.
Awesome. So thank you so much for sharing your story with us and hopefully this is going to get out there and help other people like you and we can help them together.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah.
Okay. Thank you.